This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
It's a good position to be in. One mall in our area has several stores interested in replacing an anchor store that's leaving. We have the very latest. Good evening and thank you for joining us at SSPTV News. I'm Lisa Sugart, sitting in tonight for Ken Cara. We're coming to you in high definition on Service Electric Cablevision, channel 513, and anywhere, anytime via our Samsung Productions app. We begin tonight with local headlines from SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. Well, the Laurel Mall continues to beat the odds with its shopping venue full to capacity. And while one of its anchor stores will soon be closing, there's big interest to fill that spot. Today we have an update on that space and more. We are standing in front of the newest addition to the Laurel Mall, the Mini Hollywood Studio Live Experience. Here to tell us all about it and all the happenings and changes here at the Laurel Mall is the property manager of the mall, Rocco Aruzzo. So this is cool. They copied off SSPTV, I hear, because we put a studio in the mall, so now we have the Mini Hollywood Studio here as well.
Yeah, very good, Lisa. I didn't think of that. That was great. Yeah, it's called the Mini Hollywood Studio. It's the first one in a mall in the country. No one else has it in the country. Came out of Canada, and obviously Disney and MGM and that have something similar. This is a live experience. All you do for $5, you come in, and your children or adults, anyone, makes their own little video. It's a 3-minute video. Use about 400 or 500 different type of backgrounds, from Star Wars to Grease, you name it. There's everything, different type music, and you make the video. Once the video is done, in a matter of seconds, you have it emailed to your email.
All right, now we're here to talk about changes today. So that's an addition. We're in the Kmart wing of the Laurel Mall. Sadly, we heard Kmart's leaving, but you have good news on top of this bad news.
Yeah, you're sad to see someone leave. They've been here, I guess, somewhere in the mid or end of '80s, and you're always sad to see, especially an anchor go, but it's a sign of the times. I mean, as I said to you, we all expected it. I think Lexington Realty International, our management company, knew about a year and a half ago this day was going to come. We all knew it. If you run a mall, manage a mall, you know eventually. And it's sad because it hurts jobs, it hurts the economy, but sign of the times, and you are correct. We already have a few in place that are looking at, actually several, there's 5 or 6 that we're talking to. So we're going to have our choice on who we want that we think is going to fit that location in the Hazleton area. They're all larger companies, and in my opinion, nothing against Kmart, but I think bigger and better.
All righty, so Kmart, you told me, is leaving. Their last day is?
April 8th will be their last day to do business. And then, of course, then they'll close the store and they'll be gone by April 30th.
Sad news that Kmart's leaving. We wish them the best, but good news that others will be coming into the mall. Right. And Olympia also is having its going out of business sale, but you have interest in that space as well.
Oh, yes. Yes, we do. And it was a choice between us and Olympia. We kind of parted ways as friends, and they are closing some other locations. And yes, we have someone very, very interested. The lease is out there. They're going through the language now, and once that's signed, we'll make the announcement.
All right, so good news there as well. And lastly, but not least, restaurant coming outside the Laurel Mall in the Strip Mall, and that is Bogart's. So tell us about, what's the full name of Bogart's?
It's Bogart's Fresh Italian Grill and Sports Bar, and they are opening at the Strip Mall. It's a long name. I hate to pay for that sign, but as I told the owners, but yeah, they'll be opening in February. There were some holdups, of course, with the weather and, going through it with Sugarloaf Township and getting everything in order. But he hopes, the owners hope that they will open before Valentine's Day. From what they tell me, the sign's going to be erected next week. So we're excited. It's going to be awesome. I mean, it's going to be a deli, and they're going to sell 6 packs of beer in the one area that used to be YOLO. And then right next to it will be the bar, the restaurant. They'll be able to do funeral and little weddings and different things like that, dinners. So it's awesome. I'm looking forward to them opening up.
And they will be having a job fair soon, too.
Yes, they will. I'm happy you brought that up. Yeah, the job fair is going to be sometime, we hope, by the end of January. It'll be right here in the mall. Their plan is to hire between 55 and 65 full and part-time employees.
Wow. So the story here today is, yes, the Laurel Mall is changing, but the one thing that is not changing is that it is going to remain full and at 100% capacity. So congratulations, Rocco.
Thank you very much. And I said this, we got it here, we're going to keep it here.
All righty. Come on out and see the new changes and do some great shopping here at the Laurel Mall. Well, Monday will be the final day of operation for the Pearl Theater 8 at the Schuylkill Mall. The announcement was made on the theater's Facebook page. The post encouraged patrons to use any loyalty points, gift cards, or movie passes that they may have over the next few days. So far, there is no new location for that theater. A Shenandoah man has been charged in connection with a shooting incident last month. 21-year-old Daniel Lance Lopez was charged with attempted homicide. St. Clair police say he shot into a vehicle occupied by two men back on December 18th. No one was injured. Lopez is in the Schuylkill County Prison, unable to post $200,000 straight cash bail. Hazleton City Council will hold a special meeting tomorrow night. One of the items on the agenda, whether or not to override Mayor Jeff Cassatt's veto of a budget adopted by the previous council. Now, City Council will meet in a work session tonight at 6 p.m. and the special meeting is scheduled for tomorrow night, also at 6 p.m. There's something funny going on this Saturday in downtown Hazleton. The Comedy Vault will present a Wisecrackers comedy show at the Pines Eatery and Spirits, and you have a chance to win a 3-pack of tickets right now. Call us at 570-459-9813, extension 108. Leave your name and number, and we will draw one winner at random. Remember, you can only win once every 30 days here on SSPTV. And we have a reminder that our SSPTV programming is available tonight and every Wednesday from 5:30 until 8 p.m. on our high-definition channel, 513. You can also catch a rebroadcast of SSPTV News tonight at 8 p.m. on both channels, Channel 13 and HD 513. Still ahead, details on a special visitation night at MMI Preparatory School, and it's Dave Day in Sports, plus Part 2 of my interview with the daughter of Jan Lewan.
This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Tonight we have part 2 of my interview with Amber Lewandowski, the daughter of Jan Lewan. Tonight she talks more about the movie, The Polka King, featuring her father's story, and it premieres this Friday on Netflix. So now we come to today, and now this movie on Netflix is going to be released on Friday. I said to you, does this now bring all the memories back? Does it start up the talking again? You know, are people saying things to you? What's the reaction that you get now because this movie's coming out?
Well, now that like this famous movie star is playing my dad, you know, it's actually more of like a positive kind of reinforcement, but it's still, for me, very, very bittersweet because it does bring back a lot of old wounds that still haven't fully healed yet, just from everything that happened. And it's still awesome because it's something that we could look back on forever, that there is a movie and the outcome, it was what it was. But I always say, don't forget why the movie is here. We struggled as a family to make the movie happen, in a sense.
And I know people are saying, well, what about the victims? They struggled because of what happened to them. So what are you hearing about that right now?
You know, that it is what it is. It happened. We cannot change that. You know, my dad has apologized up and down. He has served and done his time. There is not much more that he can do. It's a terrible thing that happened, but I think the only thing that we can do is move forward and maybe look on a more positive note on how to move forward.
So now, the movie Jack Black playing your dad, what was your reaction when you heard the choice for the man who would play him? And I was kind of surprised at first, but you said he really fell into character perfectly.
He did. I was also surprised at first. I'm like, really, Jack Black? He's like this funny guy, you know, School of Rock, Tenacious D type. But then when we actually saw some of the filming, I was super impressed. He got the accent like down to a T. He did not come out of character once. I actually felt like I was watching you know, my dad on stage. He really, really portrayed him well, and I don't think I can see anyone else really portraying him the way that he did.
Now, The Polka King is based on the 2007 documentary film, The Man Who Would Be Polka King. We will talk with the man behind that documentary tomorrow right here on SSPTV News. Well, a much welcome sight today.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
A much welcome sight today in downtown Hazleton, sunshine. Let's see if it's going to be sticking around. Here's the latest forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, there is a slight chance of freezing rain between 11 and midnight. Mostly cloudy skies, are low 32 degrees. Moving on to our 4-day outlook for Thursday, expect patchy drizzle with a slight chance of rain after 2 p.m. Mostly cloudy, high near 46. Thursday night, rain mainly after 8 o'clock, low around 46 degrees. We could see a quarter to half inch of rain. Then on Friday, more rain, high near 55. There is a chance of precipitation is 90%. On Friday night, a 100% chance of more rain in the forecast. Our overnight low of 38 degrees. Then moving on to Saturday, it looks like it's going to be a chance of snow showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 11. Sunday looks mostly sunny, but back to colder temperatures. Our high only 22 degrees. And then on Sunday night, partly cloudy with the low dipping back into the single digits. It's a very busy time of the year for the students, faculty, and staff at MMI Preparatory School in Freeland. Here to tell us all about the exciting upcoming events is Marcy Hosier. She is the Director of Enrollment Management and Marketing for MMI. Hard to believe we're already talking about another year and more students and new admissions.
Thank you so much for having me today. It is the busiest time of year at MMI for admission, and we are beginning to look towards filling our classes for the 2018-19 school year. And so we have a number of events coming up in the month of January that I'd like to talk about today in order to help people learn a little bit more about MMI.
All right, and one of those first events is on next Wednesday, the 17th, is a visitation night, so families can come out and literally see what MMI is all about, both the building and the programs.
Correct. On Wednesday, January 17th, we'll hold our winter visitation night, and that will begin at 6 p.m. We do request that you RSVP for that, so if you would like to come and visit with MMI, you can email or give us a call, and we'll put you on the list. But you're also welcome to stop by as well if you decide to come on down that day. It's an opportunity for families who are interested in MMI for their education to learn more about the school.
Now, who would this visitation night be for? Because you have grades 6 through 12. What ages would be looking at coming to MMI? Is it too early for some or too late for some?
So believe it or not, we have families that begin coming to visitation when their students are younger, some in the 3rd and 4th grade. But we do, for admission, require that a student be in the 5th grade to enter the 6th grade. And then students who are seeking from 6th grade through 11th grade are welcome to apply for admission to MMI.
All right, so you do not take transfers for their senior year?
We do not take transfers in the senior year, so just grades 6 through 11 for admission for the 2018-19 school year.
All right, so the visitation night is coming up on the 17th. Then it's that all-important admissions and scholarship test.
So our entrance and merit scholarship exam is being given on Saturday, January 27th, and that's an important step in the process. All students who are seeking admission to MMI are required to take the entrance exam, but like last year, we're also offering a merit scholarship again this year. So students who sit for the exam on that date are potentially eligible to receive a full merit scholarship provided they meet the criteria. We gave one away last year. I'm hopeful that we'll give another one away this year.
One question people might be thinking as they're watching this is MMI is a private school, there is tuition, but there is financial assistance for people. You can help them to afford MMI.
MMI can be affordable for many families. We do offer a wide variety of need-based financial aid to families. We also offer some merit scholarships once a student is enrolled at MMI. We have the full merit scholarship potential with the entrance exam. We also have payment plans, and now with the new tax reform that has come out, families who have an existing 529 savings plan, usually used for college, may be able to tap into that for private school tuition. And so I think the cap on that is about $10,000 a year, but that's something that families can consider.
All right, very good. If anyone has questions, concerns, or they want to register, how do they get in touch with MMI?
So you can call us at 570-636-1108, or you can send an email to admissions@mmиprep.org.
All right. right, very good. Very good job there, Marcy. You got all in all the events coming up that are important for you if you are considering or your child is considering attending MMI in the future. Visit the visitation night and then sign up to take that entrance exam. And Marcy and everyone at MMI will be kind enough to answer all your questions. Time now to get out those lottery tickets. It's time for the Pennsylvania Midday Winning Lottery numbers. The pick 2, 5, 4, the pick 3, 2, 6, 1, pick 4, 4, 2, 5, 7, and pick 5, 2, 4, 7, 9, 0. Our wild number is 4. Good luck. Hope they're your numbers. Kenny's in with Dave Day when we come right back.
Time now for sports on SSPTV News.
There's a new champion in college football, however, a very familiar face to a lot of people. 5 national championships in 9 years for Alabama, the Crimson Tide. We'll get to that with Dave Seaman, Standard Speaker Sports Editor. But let's start locally, Dave, with a team you covered on Sunday night, Hazelton area boys basketball. They beat rival Crestwood. And Dave, it seems like the formula. They get out to these big leads. Their starters get some rest. They show some of their depth and just repeat. So the Cougars once again successful in the Wyoming Valley Conference. They're rolling.
Yeah, they're definitely rolling. It's a winning formula for them so far this season. They're going to be tested later this week against Dallas, but right now the Cougars are hitting on all cylinders, so to speak, and it's what they envisioned when the season started, that they're going to gain the upper hand and let their depth take over, and so far it's worked.
Dave, I read in your article, Joey Gruel, I think, saying it's different from last year because we are able to come out, get these leads, not too many close games. What do you notice maybe in some of the differences between last year and this year's team?
I just think it's a whole another level of experience too. I mean, you're talking 3 players, 4 players now that have played multiple years in a program. Not to mention that they have some talent too, and some size, and that makes a big difference when you're playing teams like Crestwood for an outstanding program. A lot of those guys never played in a varsity game before in front of a big crowd, and it makes a big difference. And these guys have a chip on their shoulder. They're playing last year. They got denied a chance to play in the state tournament, and they've been on a mission. But they realize, like Coach Joseph says, and he's following James Franklin's mantra that you got to take one game at a time, 1-0 after every game, and it's cliche, but that's what they're following right now, and they're adhering to it.
And Dave, in the Schuylkill League girls basketball, we talked before the season how entertaining it should be. North Schuylkill girls, they get a big win over the weekend, taking over first place in Division I by beating Lehigh. And I talk a lot about Avery Jordan, and rightfully so, Dave. She could score a lot of points, but some depth there as well over the weekend. Maya Wetzel steps up, scores 20 points as they get that big victory. Big news also out of North Schuylkill. Reggie Crawford, the swimmer there, Dave, putting up another record at the Schuylkill Sprint meet, and he's shaping up to have a very big season this year. Dave, now the college football national championship. Alabama wins again. A lot of freshmen in this game, and they kept saying that, Kirk Herbstreit and the announcing crew there. But the freshman quarterback for Alabama, Tua Tagovailoa, comes in. He gets sacked in overtime, Dave. I mean, he leads a comeback, gets them to overtime pretty much, but gets sacked there, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe the moment's a little bit too big. And then he throws that game-winning pass, that touchdown, Dave. My mouth just dropped in bed. I jumped out of bed. My eyes got wide. Was that pass that good? And how good was he in leading Alabama to their 5th national title in 9 years?
Well, put it this way, they're down 13-0 against a team the caliber of Georgia, basically a home game for Georgia, with the championship online, and he came into the game and led a comeback, and just the way how calm he was, and to be put in a situation like that and rally the team and just show the poise. The tying touchdown pass that he threw late in regulation was on 4th down, 4th and 3. You looked at that play and bouncing back after getting sacked, like you said, and you go to that last pass, and it was a super pass because he looked off the receiver, and I think he knew where he wanted to go the whole time, and it just opened wide, and he hit the guy in stride. The other freshman, the receiver for Alabama, hit him in stride, and touchdown, and another national championship for the Tide.
Dave, a lot of college football fans I know were rooting for Georgia, sick of the Alabama success. I don't say mad at Alabama, I just didn't want to see them win. I have a lot of respect for Alabama to be able to do this, and Nick Saban. And what they did last night, Dave, we were talking about the coaching staff at halftime to do what they did, change quarterbacks, and they had to make some other great changes too to get back into that game. Some people would have just said, hey, this is what got us here, let's stick to it and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have the guts. You got to have the guts to make a call, and that's what makes Nick Saban who he is. I mean, he's not afraid to put his players in a position to win a game. He knew he needed to make a change, and hats off to Jalen Hurts too. I mean, maybe we'll talk about that. Here's a kid who was benched essentially. A kid that led him to back-to-back national championship games. He was struggling a little bit. He struggled against Clemson last week. He was struggling in the first half against Georgia. He went to the sidelines, but when they threw their first touchdown pass and got back into the game in the third quarter last night, who's the first person on the field for Alabama was Jalen Hurts too. And all his post-game comments too. It shows class, embodies class. It's why we watch sports, and you're happy for kids like that. You're not happy that he got benched, and I'm sure it's a little bittersweet for him, deep down. But he said all the right things. He had all the right body language too, and he's a national champion today.
Dave, I did want to bring that up because I forget who interviewed him for ESPN afterwards, and I believe it was him who tweeted out, hey, show this to young athletes, and it was the interview with Jalen Hurts where he kind of said, we have a lot of guys in the quarterback room to play, and they play well. He stepped in and did his thing for the team. He's built for stuff like this. I'm happy for him and the team. That's what Jalen Hurts had to say about Tua Tagovailoa after the game. And Dave, Nick Saban, we talk about being brave making that decision. It's also nice when you have that much talent that you can make that decision. Well, Dave, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully we'll enjoy more sports commentary from Dave next week. Read all of his work in the Standard Speaker.
Good evening, everyone. Here's today's Talk of the Town. There will be a Wisecracker comedy show on Saturday, January 13th at 7:30 p.m. at the Pines in Hazleton. Tickets are $15 in advance and $20 at the door. And Rail Riders University is offering a free coaches clinic on Saturday, January 13th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Space is limited, so if you would like to attend, contact Robbie Judge at the number or email on your screen. And that's today's Talk of the Town. SSPTV News would like to send our sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Denise C. Almeida of Hazel Township. A service will be held on Saturday at 11 a.m. at Full Gospel Fellowship Church. Friends may call Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. at the church. The Hillary J. Bonin Funeral Home in West Hazleton is assisting the family. Lawrence N. Casper of West Hazleton. Funeral is Saturday at 10 a.m. at Faith Assembly of God Church. Friends may call Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Hazel Chapel of the Crofton Hughes Funeral Home. Raymond A. Ray Sani of Allentown. Mass is Friday at 10:30 a.m. at St. Francis of Assisi Church in Allentown. Friends may call Thursday from 7 to 8:30 p.m. at the Stevens Funeral Home in Allentown. And Jean A. Zeppi of Hazleton. Mass is Friday at 9:30 a.m. at Queen of Heaven Parish at Our Lady of Grace Church in Hazleton. Friends may call Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home in Hazleton. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name now on SSPTV News, you can call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Today's winner is Shannon Shatoski of Drums. Call now at 570-455-7267 extension 104 for your free movie.
Thank you for joining us tonight on SSPTV News. Don't forget to call in for your chance to win the tickets to the Comedy Club at the Pines for this Saturday night. Remember, you have to be 21 years old to enter, 21 years old to win our tickets. But good luck. We'll hopefully pick a winner tomorrow. Kenny's back in the chair tomorrow. Until then, have a great night, everybody.
Watch us online anytime at ssptv.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter.